Welcome to Nav's Hobby Corner.
It's Nav's Hobby Corner! First of all, I want to say thank you to my sponsor, Navani Productions. It's a pleasure doing business with you, eh? Are you Navani Productions? I thought you were the other guy. I am everywhere. Right. In today's video, I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a tutorial on how I did the bases for my Harlequins. Because I know there are a lot of base tutorials out there how to do lava bases and well, the likes. In many cases, they show you how to do this with airbrushes and things might get a bit more expensive than just, I just want my bases to look decent and have something to play with. I'm gonna show you guys how I did my bases with, well, let's just say that they're on a low budget, alright? So, let's get going. Feels a bit warm, this shirt, so I might change that. See you in a bit. Hello again. Now, I'm ready. I went for a swim. I got a new shirt. I think that's it. Now, are you ready, Anders?
I am ready, and I love speaking to myself.
Great! Let's go over to Zoom! Due to some technical difficulties, you will not be seeing me during the tutorial. But don't be sad, you will see me again soon enough.
First off, let's take a look at what we are aiming for. In front of us is a picture of lava, molten rocks and volcanic rocks in general. What we will be needing from this picture are the choices of color: red, orange, yellow, black and grey in different nuances. We are also going to need some sort of basing material that could function as rocks. Of course, one can simply just go outside and find pebbles and use them for the bases, but I am looking for cracked textures mixed up with smooth, flat surfaces, and it might not be all too easy to find a pebble with that kind of texture. So what did I do? I went with Quaker oatmeal squares, or havrefras, as we call them in Swedish, as they have the texture that we are looking for. I simply put them in a plate and smashed them up a bit and picked out the pieces that I liked. Let's take a look at the finished base that I did for my troop master in my Harlequin army. The rocks are perfect. They are precisely what I am looking for regarding texture, and with a little bit of grey dry brushing they become more rock-like, as you will see later on. Unfortunately, I didn't have any oatmeal squares by the time I recorded this tutorial, but I did have ordinary cornflakes at home, so I thought, why not give them the same treatment and let's compare the results. So, here we go. We got the flakes that might do the trick. Add some other ornaments if you like. I chose this piece of plastic here to add some sort of relic onto the base. I then used a lot of black primer. As we are dealing with food, we don't want oxygen to get into it. 2 layers will do the trick, just to be sure. Next up, let's take a look at the colors that we will be using. Mephiston Red, Red Sun Scarlet, Jokaero Orange, Troll Flay Orange, Fire Dragon Bright and Flash-Gitz Yellow for the lava. And then I go on and make it pop a bit using Bloodletter Glaze. The previous yellow will turn to an even brighter orange, so we'll just add some more yellow on top of that once it's dried. You will see how this painting technique uses layers to make a nuanced effect. The streaks of charred rocks or molten rocks are painted with Abbaddon Black, and after this part I'll just use Ardcoat to make it all nice and shimmery. The rocks themselves are then dry brushed using Fenrisian Grey, and last, for the relic piece, I use Flayed One Flesh as base, then add some Mephiston Red, and at last I dry brush it with Abbaddon Black to make a scorched looking effect on the piece. Phew! That's enough of me talking. Let's start looking at me using the stuff, and I'll guess I'll talk some more. Oh well. There we go. First off, Mephiston Red on the base. I do it with 2 layers. It's totally up to you how much you want to tweak the stuff that I will show you today. When that's done, I go over to red Sunz Scarlet. Focus the camera, Anders. Focus the camera. Oh, dear. Oh, thank you. Now, red Sunz Scarlet. I used it to create the main current of the lava flow, and from that we know where the rest of the colors will be placed. The third color is Jokaero Orange, painted on top of the red Sunz Scarlet, but make sure that you can still see the red Sunz Scarlet popping out beneath the orange. Similarly to what we did with the Jokaero Orange, we will now use Troll Slayer Orange to highlight the Jokaero Orange, and also adding some dots and splashes of it to make the lava spread out a bit more. After this, we will simply do the same thing with Fire Dragon Bright. So, highlight and make the lava spread out a bit more, if needed to. Now it is time to make things pop with Flash-Gitz Yellow. We don't want lines to be too thick when doing this. I would recommend going with a smaller brush for the yellow and black paints. I did that when I was painting my Harlequins, I recalled after recording all of this. Make sure to add some yellow dots to any leftover open spaces of Mephiston Red, as we don't want it to look too empty. Now the thing we do is to glaze everything with Bloodletter Glaze. A glaze works in the way that it lifts out the pigment of its color. In this case, it'll find the red pigments and make those colors even redder than before. Don't forget any spots. Ah, there, good boy. Now. Oh, fuck. Are you done now? Thank you. Then have another go with the yellow. Try to make the strokes even thinner than before. Then it is time for the molten rock streaks and stones in general among the streams of hot magma. And while you're at it, clean up the rocks with the black paint as well, if they've managed to get some paint on them. When that is done and dried up, go over the colors with Ardcoat. Try to avoid the black spots and streaks, but it doesn't matter all too much. If you've seen volcanic rocks in real life, you'll see that they got a bit of shimmer onto them as well. We just don't want too much of it in the lava part, but make sure to go over the cereals as well. Dry brush Fenrisian Grey on the rocks to make them look more rock-like on the edges and so forth. Last but not least, it's time to hit that ornament with some paints, starting off with Flayed One Flesh as a base color. After that, I use Mephiston Red as its base to make it look a bit engulfed by the lava, and also to give it a slightly red glow. I forgot to press record when painting the red, but you can see for yourself, it's not a hard thing to do. Dry brush some Abbaddon Black to the thing, and we are done. Now, let's have a look and compare the two bases and their rocks. The cornflakes work pretty fine, I think. However, the oatmeal squares do look better in regards to shape and texture. That's it, folks. Let's just compare our bases to the lava picture and have a last look at the Harlequin base. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and put all notifications to all. And if you like this sort of tutorial, make sure to comment so that I know that I can do more of these. I'll see you around.